So, we now have Tenby Powell to speak on the issue. Thank you, Tenby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be able to address you today. This is not an issue about our political left or our political right, as speakers have said before, which is why we have today Christine Fletcher, we have Jacinda Ardern, we've got Chris Darby, and we've had a message from Nikki Kay. It's why you are all here. This is not an isolated issue about the extension of a wharf. This is an issue about the leadership of a city. This is not an issue just for central Auckland alone. It's an issue that affects all Aucklanders because the prime issue is a complete and utter lack of transparency. And it's a disease that has crept into Auckland politics, and we have to stop it. Ports of Auckland Chairman and his directors are in fact paid to do the job that in many respects they are doing, which is to provide governance and leadership around a very important Auckland infrastructural asset. Under normal circumstances, however, the senior elected official would ask that of his chairman. He would ask, what can we do? Where are our options? What is the future? However, ladies and gentlemen, the Mayor of Auckland is asleep at the wheel. And while Auckland has many dedicated councillors on both the left and the right of our political spectrum, it is untenable for them to lead and contribute effectively under a weak, visionless mayor who has become captured by the tactical issues without those tactics having some strategic future that will accommodate Auckland's growth over the next 50 years. One of the key issues that I'd like to ask Len Brown, and I'd like you to ask him in your emails on behalf of all of us here today, is why has he not led the New Zealand Transport Association and Kiwi Rail to a meeting to talk about an integrated land transport plan? We don't have one, we've never had one in Auckland. If we look at the wonderful works that Port of Tauranga has done and its effectiveness for a very small city, and particularly with its inland port at Southdown and Otahuhu, they have an integrated plan. Where is Auckland's? And yet, Kiwi Rail has land at Avondale, and this isn't a not in my backyard issue. It's a practical issue that would say, how do we get the movements, the heavy truck movements, out of Auckland City? How at the same time do we accommodate the economic growth for Auckland? And how at the same time do we have a linkage between Tauranga and between Ngāti Point? And one of the questions that I'd like you to ask of your local board member, your local politicians and your local councillors is the report that we read in the paper from PwC and others the truth? Do we need to double rail all the way up to Whangarei? No. Now I would suggest to you that we don't, and that question should be asked of Kiwi Rail. Yes, we're going to need some sidings here and there. Yes, we need to extend the volume of the tunnels. I think you'll find that the figures that they have come up with are not accurate at all. And these are questions that need to be asked conjointly. The real issue here from a leadership perspective is, why has Len Brown not brought all these people to one table and chaired this critically important project for Auckland? Jacinda made a really good point. We are all here because we care deeply about Auckland, and we do care about Auckland's economics. The problem is, a city is not a business. While we have to have prudent financial economics of a city, of course, we're forgetting the critically important social aspect. We are lacking a socio-economic vision for Auckland, ladies and gentlemen, and we desperately need someone with the strength to stand up and stop the stuff that's happening here today. Auckland is rapidly becoming one of the world's most livable cities that no one can afford to live in. And while that is in some respects irrelevant to this issue on the surface, it's decisions of this sort that impact on our livability, on our ability to grow the city into the future, and most particularly about all of us working together and creating one of the finest cities in the world. And I hope that you will vote Len Brown out at the next election.
Thank you, Tenby. It is very significant having Tenby here. He's a senior business leader in Auckland, and it's fantastic to have his support. Now,